Hey y'all, it is Samantha.
And it's Kay.
And we are here with our first episode of
A Brunch Session.
And we just want to let you guys know a little backstory as to why we started this podcast. We have been friends since we were in middle school. We have conversations about religion, politics, gossip, social media and everything that's going on. And we're just like, why not have a podcast and talk about this on a platform and let you guys interact with us, communicate with us, because we're two different people and we have two different mindsets. So why not have conversations about it? And literally that's how a podcast or a brunch session started.
Yeah. So during this segment of the podcast is when we get into our topics, and today we both have a heavy heart discussing what's going on right now. If you have been on social media or have been looking at the news, then you are fully aware of everything that has been going on with Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor, and now we have a new name added to that list with Gregory Floyd. If you guys are not aware, he is the young man that was murdered by 4 cops. They were on his neck after he repeatedly told them that he could not breathe. His body was hurting, everything was hurting, and they continued to lay on his neck with their knee, and he unfortunately died due to that. And the video was posted, and of course it went viral. And following that was a huge riot. Once people found out that the cops were not going to be charged, Minneapolis literally was set on fire. Police stations, auto zones, my Tarjay was set on fire. Everything was just in blaze. It was all over social media, and honestly, I was terrified.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I mean, we hear stories about what happened in LA years ago with the Rodney King incident, and they completely tore down LA, but I've never seen that with my own eyes. Like, I never went on social media and saw something like that. I mean, Target looked like a zombie land.
Upside down.
It was. You had white people stealing, running out with lamps.
She had like 3 lamps in her hand, bruh.
Ma'am, where are you going with 3 lamps?
And in the video, you're watching these little kids. Like, I'm honestly, and it's no shade, but it's like, in my mindset, I don't even think y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all just see everybody else jumping on this, let's all loot. You jumping in there too, and it's like, in my mindset, is there purpose to that looting? Like, I didn't understand it. Didn't you say you found out information as to why they did it?
So at first I was trying to figure out, did they just ransack Target because they have nice stuff? But doing some research, I realized that Target actually works closely with the police. They have a program that I'm pretty sure is called Target Blue, where basically they are partnering with the police and trying to, ensure the safety of the guests and everything like that. So I'm thinking people found out about that Target worked closely with the police, and they were just like, you know what, we're just gonna go after Target then. And I think in their mindset, people don't care. Mm-hmm. And there's a video of Tupac, and he's talking about, he's using an analogy of seeing people eating and you being outside and you're hungry. And basically at first you're like, hey, can I come in and get some food? And they tell you there's some food in here, mm-hmm. but you can see them eating. Then you ask again, hey, like, you're singing, can I get some food? We're hungry. They tell you there's no food. And then years later, basically you start demanding it, like, yo, open up the mother effing door, I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. They tell you no food. Eventually you going in, guns blasting. So he said, what are we gonna do next? Ask. Like, if you saw that work for your ancestors, why wouldn't you do the same thing? So I think when people loot, what hurts me is that it's going on in the community. Yeah. In the community that you live in. If you're going to loot,
go to the white people area.
Yeah. Go to the white people area, because when I saw that, I understood their anger. I definitely understood their anger, because I'm angry as well. I just don't know what tearing down the community is going to do. Especially when you live there. I automatically, of course, felt bad for the people that worked at Target that no longer have a job. AutoZone. When they lit the police station on fire, I wasn't upset about that. But I was thinking about, like, man, you know, people are already out of work. It's already a crazy time with the COVID-19. That's where my mind went. But if I have to be honest, I understand how I'm not going to keep asking for justice. I'm not going to keep asking you to treat me respectfully. At this point, guns are blazing. And it worries me, but I don't know.
I don't know. Like, and then what about AutoZone? Like, what did AutoZone have anything to do with that? Was it just close proximity?
Folks need parts.
Wait.
We're not making a joke out of this, you guys, but sometimes laughter is how you heal.
Yeah, honestly. And you know what that reminds me of? On the Shade Room, they went ahead and actually posted a video. I guess someone recorded the woman who recorded, you know, George Floyd passing away. And so she goes back to the location. Her name is Darnella Frazier. She goes back to the location and they're recording her talking about it. A lot of people have mixed emotions because literally in the video she's crying, but it doesn't look like she's crying. She's talking about it, but so many people are on her neck like, why didn't you do anything? Why, like, this generation, only thing they care to do is pull up their phone and record. They're not about anything. But it's like, let's be honest. One, she's a black woman. Like, she's a black woman. What could she do to these 3 police officers to help make them stop? Oh, 4.
It was 4.
It was 4 on top of him?
Yeah, there's new footage showing that it was 4 people on top of him, on 4 officers.
Like, let's be real. What could this woman do to stop this whole thing? I'm pretty sure I didn't watch the video, but in the video, wasn't she screaming at them or something like that? She didn't say nothing, she was just watching?
I did not watch it either. Things like that are really hard for me to watch.
Same.
I heard about everything that happened. Of course, with social media nowadays, you don't even have to watch things. People just talk about it excessively. But pulling out her phone, maybe that was her way of trying to do something, you know. And people always are quick to say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? You don't know what your body is going to do when you're in that situation. People love to say what they know they would do. But people don't know what they would do with fight or flight unless they're in that situation.
Exactly.
So some people can sit up here and say, I would have bulldozed, I would have knocked them cops over. And then you get in that situation and you're frozen. You're like, what is going on right now? I don't know what's going on. Are they going to kill me? The young lady that recorded it was with someone else.
She had her little cousin with her, I believe.
Yeah, so yes, we would have liked to see somebody jump in and say don't do something, but those cops are the 4 cops and they have guns. So you're thinking to yourself, do I want my little cousin to see me get shot dead right now? Like, what? How do you tell people how to respond in that situation? But of course, people love to say what they would do and what they would have said.
Exactly.
They love to play hero when they're not in that situation.
And that to me is a whole joke. Like, this woman is traumatized. And now, because she goes back to the spot to finally communicate with people who are there, you know, mourning the loss of this great man, everyone's over here on her neck talking about you should have done something, you look like you're fake crying, X, Y, and Z. It's just like, how can you tell someone how to cope with something?
Yeah.
Like, let's be logical. No one's being logical in these moments. And I'm watching other videos coming out talking about the whole situation. She's getting a lot of backlash. A lot of people are talking about she needs to get mental health. I'm just like, but listen, if y'all saying that, let it be in a positive light where, okay, hey, this has happened to her and now she needs help. Don't sit here and be in no negative light where you're saying that she needs help because you feel some type of way about how she reacted to the whole situation. Like, people...
She does need counseling for sure.
100%.
She's going to need counseling for sure 100%. After this situation. And let's hope that as a black woman, she has access to it.
I hope so.
Because that's a whole other conversation for another podcast about black people having access to adequate mental health. So let's hope that she even has the resources to get that help. Because right now, I think she's just going off of pure emotion. And I'm not going to judge her or anyone else for how they want to respond to this situation. You know, we can always say how we would respond, but like I said, you never know unless you're in that situation. And I'm pretty sure when people are pushed to the edge, you just don't know. Those people that are rioting and looting, I'm pretty sure a week ago, they would have never done that. You probably would have asked those people, would you ever burn down AutoZone? And they probably would look at you like you're crazy.
Nah.
Burn down AutoZone, why would I do that? But a week later, when they feel like they're being pushed and they're upset, now they're like, screw this, I'm burning it all down. You're like, whoa, this was the same person that was a week ago. Like, what? That's arson.
But my only issue with it all is that I hope and I pray that everyone who's doing this is doing it with true intention.
True.
Because that's what scares me the most. I remember I watched on another video where they are, protesting on the streets, and there were cops trying to block them off, and I'm watching them throw rocks at the police cars. I'm watching them, jumping up. All of them have their phones in their hand. It's like, are y'all really doing this because there's a reasoning behind it, or is this an opportunity for y'all to act out? Because let's be honest, a lot of people didn't know about this situation. Like, yeah. They probably see a lot of people on the street and trying to make moves too. So I just hope and pray that you guys are doing things with the right intentions, because this is not a mockery. We're not trying to make a mockery. If you're making moves, I hope and pray that it's because you're really trying to find justice.
Yeah, I definitely hope that everyone is doing it for a purpose. But one thing about anger is very contagious. Yeah. Anger is probably more contagious than COVID, because when you're around someone and they're angry, you feel your emotions start to shift.
Yeah.
Now you're angry. So if people rile you up and they tell you, this man just got killed, I'm gonna go riot, I'm angry, you're gonna be like, I'm angry too. Mm-hmm. Like, hold up, what happened? They show you the video, now that person's angry, that person sends the video to someone else, now they're angry. Anger is very contagious, and when you get a group of people together and they all are angry, there's not much that you can do, and they don't even realize they're not thinking straight. And that's why God does warn against going into your desires and letting your emotions fuel you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being upset and feeling hurt, but I think that's why God warns against it, because we do act out in ways that we might not otherwise act out. Now with this situation, a lot of black people feel like we want them to hurt. We want them to feel how we feel, and I'm okay with that, because honestly, I'm fed up myself.
Yeah.
Like me having, and people used to have the saying that if you just keep your head down, if you just don't interact with the police, follow the law, be a law-abiding citizen, you will never have that problem with the cops. I wonder if someone told Breonna Taylor that. The young woman that just got killed in February in her home with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend wasn't killed. She was killed. Shot 8 times. They barged into her apartment. The wrong home, by the way. These are 2 people that have no criminal record. They were not doing anything malice. They were in their home. The cops broke down their door and killed this woman. She wasn't doing anything wrong. She wasn't selling drugs. They weren't out here robbing somebody. They were in their home. So when people say things like, oh, I'm a law-abiding citizen, I don't do things like that, I'm not a criminal, it's like, you don't have to be a criminal. Ahmaud Arbery wasn't a criminal. He was running, literally jogging, something that I do in my neighborhood. I go jogging in the morning. So it's like, don't be so arrogant as to think that following the law and quote-unquote being a good person and being a good old boy or good old girl is gonna save you, because it's not. Because they are predisposed, a lot of white people, especially white cops, are predisposed to see a black woman and a black man and feel like, what are they up to?
And you know what's so crazy? It's the fact that I recently talked to my cousin. My cousin is a petite, 5-foot little girl. She does not look intimidating whatsoever. Extremely beautiful little girl. And she's walking through the store with her natural hair, and literally people are grabbing their bags, like trying not to be close to her because her natural hair. But because her natural hair is out, usually she will wear weave, twist, braid outs, straight hair, whatever the fact is. Now she's rocking her natural hair, and literally people are grabbing their bags while she's walking next to them. Another thing she told me, she was like, she walked through the store, her and her girlfriend, they walking through the store, and all of a sudden a man sees her, looks right at her, throws up, like pushes up his mask up to his face, and tries to like bum rush people to get out the way so he's not next to her. What?
It's crazy.
Come on now, like
people are so crazy.
Come on. I thought it was just me. I'm more of a bigger black woman, so I felt as though, I can't lie. Let's really talk about stereotypes. A lot of people that do look like me have more of a stronger and more rougher attitude towards people. So when people see me, I just already assume, like, if you white, I already feel like you're gonna probably try me. And it's shallow of me to think that, but at the same time, I'm not retarded, because that's been my lifestyle for so long. That's how people react to me. So when I hear that someone who's tiny, petite, doesn't even look like, you know, she's even with the stereotype, and you're literally discriminating against her, I'm like, okay, y'all here for everybody. Any person that looks like a freaking minority, you guys already know.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on now. That to me is ridiculous. You telling me and you can't walk next to each other in the aisle without you acting up? Like, you think I want your money? You think I don't have money of my own? You think that I'm here just to what? Hurt you? Their thought process makes no sense to me, especially, unfortunately, white women. I see too many videos, I've watched too many countless videos where white women are sitting here not even being touched, not even being near. If there's any interaction between the other person, it's because the white woman is forcing themselves upon them. And that's so crazy. Look at that. I was just talking about her.
Colin, she heard her.
I can't talk to her now. But it's just the fact that we're watching these white women who are not even being attacked at all. They're the attackers, and they're calling the police like, oh, I have these black men that are doing this. Like, I think I told you about the story where these black men were renting out or doing an Airbnb, and all of a sudden a white woman was confused at the fact that these people were in her, you know, in her apartment complex. So she's calling the police, talking about, there's these black men that are trespassing in my home, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm afraid, please hurry up, da-da-da-da-da. Mind you, they have their cameras out recording the whole thing.
Amy Cooper.
Come on now.
Amy Cooper. Come on now. We just heard that story that happened earlier this week or last week, where she's in a park in New York City with her dog off of a leash, which is not the rules. Christian Cooper, a bird watcher, asked her to put a dog on the leash. White people are not used to being told what to do, especially by black men.
Yeah.
She messed with the wrong black man because he pulled out his phone when she started acting crazy. She's moving toward him. He's telling her, please do not come near me. She literally says out of her mouth, I'm going to call the police and tell them that an African American man is threatening my life. If that is not malice, that is basically you trying to commit murder with your own mouth. Man. You literally are telling you're telling this man that I have an upper hand on you because I'm white and because you're black, and you know what they're going to do when they come. They're going to believe me and they're going to kill you. She literally tells this man that. And it's just like, he tells her, do whatever you want to do. Say whatever you want to say. And she literally calls the police. And in the video, this man is standing still. He is not coming near her. He's not speaking to her. She's on the phone with the police, and you literally hear her get more distraught.
Yeah.
Her raising her voice, her starting to yell. This man has not came near her. If you were to hear that recording, if I was on the other end of that phone, I would think that this lady was being attacked.
Honestly. The
way she was yelling on the phone. And then you look at the video, and he's standing there with his phone just recording her quietly. And she literally, by the time the police got there, they both were gone. But of course, the video had already went viral because Christian Cooper posted it on his Facebook page. Already went viral. And she got fired from her job, Amy Cooper.
I'm glad something happened.
Got fired. She lost the dog. Because in the video, she choking the dog. She's choking.
That was the main thing. I'm sitting here like, bitch, because you trying to prove your point so bad, you got to kill your daggone dog.
Kill your dog. And then she was also banned from the park.
Please.
Now, I'm not sure who was enforcing that, but she came out with some apology talking about how, you know, she did not mean anything against Christian Cooper and this and the third.
Let's be real.
But it's like, lady, you literally said you were going to tell the police.
You only felt some type of way because now people saw your true colors. You thought he wasn't going to post it. You thought he was probably just pulling out the camera just to prove a point.
Yeah, and she thought that he was just a random black man, but he's actually a Harvard graduate. And that's not even... And I saw a lot of people talking about the fact that, oh, he's like this smart, great guy. a part of Bird Watchers Association, there is no perfect victim. Like, let's not put victims into a box.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a very smart man, very accomplished. He's definitely not someone who is just out here, you know, doing whatever. He's accomplished. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to her. All she saw was a black man that told her put the dog on the leash. And they got into altercation, and you literally basically threatened this man's life because you know what the police were going to do if they came.
Come on now. And like, there's another story that I recently found out about, but it actually happened last year. One of my fellow rattlers passed away. His name was Jonathan Farrell. He was 24 years old, and he played football at FAM. And I'm just going to go ahead and read what it states. On the night of September 14th, he was in a severe car accident on the side of the road, leaving the car so damaged that authorities now believe Farrell had to climb out of the black window. He ran to the closest house for help. The woman inside thought it was her husband. Upon seeing it was Farrell instead, she immediately closed the door, hit her panic alarm, and called 911. Farrell stood outside, continued to attempt to gain the attention of the homeowner. A police statement said, police said that when they got to the scene, a man matching the caller's description ran towards them. One of the officers fired his gun, but it was unsuccessful. Another officer then opened fire. Police said Jonathan Farrell died at the scene. He was shot several times and he was unarmed. Over some little random white lady who felt like she couldn't even open the door to figure out what was going on. At least communicate. You see a black man, and instead of you could have cracked the window open a little bit. You could have done something or screamed through the door, been like, what do you want? Say something. You didn't even choose to communicate. You didn't say anything.
And what happened to just shooting just a wound?
What happened?
Why can't you just shoot him in the leg and just say, you know?
Because they literally shoot to kill. And not only that, it's the fact that why is it that you're not tasering this person? Like, why is the first weapon that you choose to pull out is a gun? But I'm literally on Instagram right now. There's this Instagram page called Karen's Gone Wild. And literally we're watching white women. Literally white women. Girl, because the Karens are literally doing the most right now.
Karens are worse than COVID.
Girl. And I'm literally watching them literally cause police brutality. Literally hitting the cop. There's this one woman running towards a cop with her hand out like that trying to hurt him. All he does is pull out his taser and tases her. Yeah. Another woman, she got pulled over. She's yelling at the cop. She basically pushes the cop out the car so she can drive away because she was like, I'm not about to pay this. Then when the cop follows her to the next stop, and now they're fighting with each other, and he tases her because she's being irate. Why isn't that you didn't pull out the gun with this woman? Why is it with a black man you choose the first thing to do is pull out a gun, but with this woman you first chose to pull out your taser? You know exactly where that taser is on your belt. You ain't confused.
They don't care because they see us as capital N, capital E, capital G, capital R, capital O, capital S. That's what they see us as. They don't care.
You did not spell nigga.
I spelled Negroes.
Oh!
Wow, Sam. So the bottom line with all of this is we have so many stories. Like, we can go on and on and on about the many black and brown people that have been targeted by police brutality, by Karens, by Bobs, white men Bobs.
Or Dicks.
Dicks, Harrys.
Come on, man.
We can literally talk for hours about it. But we need action. And that's one thing that I appreciate all of the posts, all of the memories and the conversations and the singing and I appreciate all of that. What about the actions now? Yeah. Because I would love to see action. You know, I definitely want to shout out the University of Minneapolis for breaking off some contact with the police department of Minneapolis. They actually came out saying that we decided not to use them with certain events, and we're just going to use them for, I think, like 1 or 2 type of events. To me, that was an initiative, and that was actually brought together by a young black woman, and she was the one that actually started that initiative, wrote to the school. Let me find her name super quickly so I can shout her out.
Yeah, because my thing is like, too many times people have the thought process where one person can't move a mountain. They can start something.
JC&Co, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, student body president, and she's the first black woman student body president at the University of Minnesota. I'm sorry, I got that incorrect, Minnesota. And she is the person that actually spoke about this and went ahead and did this. To me, we need more people like that. And Colin Kaepernick with putting together an initiative to help with the legal fees for rioters that get arrested. We need actions.
And that's something I respect, because there's too many times I see people with platforms, they stand on the back burner. It's like, oh my gosh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. A lot of people that I know that have platforms, like there's this woman that I watch on YouTube, her name is Thomas Adriana. Her platform is very different. She's like a beauty influencer, but when anytime tragedy happens, she's always in the forefront, making sure her followers know about it. If there's a GoFundMe, she's promoting it, she's talking about it, the whole nine. But tell me how recently she went ahead and posted some stuff, and so many people were on her page basically saying, listen, this is not what we signed up for on your page. You need to go back to your normal content. Literally just saying, don't talk about what's going on your social media. And when I tell you she clapped back, she literally clapped back.
And that's what we need. People, pay attention to who's quiet. Pay attention to who's uncomfortable with these conversations. Pay attention. That's all I'm going to say.
This is what she said.
It's to pay attention.
So this is what she has stated is, I will continue to use my platform to be the voice of my people. I don't care about no image. This is about our livelihood. If my account got deleted today, I would still be black in America. Y'all just use y'all fake HOEs to only use their platform for their own benefit. A person will post 1 million ads to get commission off people, but won't even post a story to bring awareness to real issues.
Sip that tea.
Come on now.
Sip that tea, sis.
Come on.
Sip that tea, because so many people, so many influencers right now are very quiet, and I'm paying close attention, and I'm hitting unfollow.
Confirm.
And I'm not saying that you got to post on social media. I'm not saying that either, because they could be doing something behind closed doors. So I do want to be careful against assuming that just because you're not posting about it on social media, it's just you're not doing something. But if you're going to have a platform, I would like for you to use that platform in fighting against police brutality and injustice, especially if you're a black man or a black woman.
Especially if you have money galore. Like,
yeah, if you already got it, and come on now.
What's the problem? Like, the fact that Colin Kaepernick is literally coming out of his own pocket to help support people who are rioting, I respect that, because at the end of the day, the people that are making moves, you're behind them, supporting them. Even if it's not that you're on the front line with them, your money is literally helping them come back out to still make moves to change the world.
Yeah, and there's all kind of things that we can do. We can start supporting our own, buying black, doing what JL did with speaking out, using your small, like, we all have a purpose. We all have a platform. Yes, we might not be on social media. We might not be on TV.
Yeah.
But we can do things within our community. Even if that means like volunteering, or trying to start a Boys and Girls Club in your neighborhood, or just somewhere where kids can like go to have a good time after school. Whatever you can do, there's all kind of things that we can do.
And if you want to start small, the smallest thing you could do is educate somebody.
Educate.
That's it. Like, there's too many times people have assumptions of what's going on. Like, for example, for me, I did not understand why people were looting. It was me having conversation with Kanithia. I understand the backstory. I understand why you made those moves. That people need to be educated on what's going on. And if you you don't have no money, you don't have a platform, you have social anxiety, whatever the case is, a simple conversation with somebody who is not knowledgeable, that can make a change.
Yeah. We can all make a change. We can all do something and strive. And another topic that we wanted to hit on is prayer. Me and Samantha are God-fearing women. We believe in God. We believe in prayer. We definitely wanted to start this podcast, also speak about our faith. Yeah. And I know that right now a lot of people are upset. And the basketball player by the name of Michael... his name is not Michael Jordan. I know that for sure.
This girl.
I know his name is Michael. What did I say his name was?
I thought you wrote it in your notes.
Michael Porter. His name was Michael Porter, and he actually put up a post speaking about how prayer is so important during this time, and a lot of people were attacking him for it, verbally attacking him for it, about how right now that sounds so tone deaf, and just basically saying that he sounded dismissive. Me personally, I don't get how he sounded dismissive or tone deaf. I think that everyone has the right to grieve how they want to grieve, to talk about it, to heal how they want to talk about it. Heal how they want to heal. At the end of the day, me being a woman of God, I prayed. When I heard about the Ahmaud case and the Breonna Taylor case, I prayed. I prayed for them, their families, this nation, and I prayed for their killers. And people might look at that and say, oh, you know, that's so weak, and that's in the 30s, we gotta fight. And first of all,
Fighting ain't everything, bro.
Fighting's not everything, because I do believe in violence. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not gonna say that I'm like anti-violence, because hello, the Bible was triple rated R, honey. Like, we're gonna keep it real. Swords galore, blood galore. However, I'm still gonna pray, because I know that above all else, above the rioting, above the protesting, above the actions, the steps, the initiatives, God controls all.
All of it.
I believe strongly in that. So I just want to, shout him out, Michael Porter, for coming out and speaking about God during this time. And I pray for people that are not believers, who were in the comments saying, that guy and the one that did all of this. It's like, first of all, people, if you believe that God is in control of every single thing and the devil has no power, you are tripping. The devil is out. He's very busy. So don't just assume that God is one doing all of this. God gives us a choice. But just like there's good, there's bad. There's heaven, there's hell. There's peace, there's war. There's opposites to everything in this country. So the devil is very busy. So don't always blame God for each and everything that happens in this world. Because one, people are inherently evil. A lot of people are evil.
100%.
And God has nothing to do with that. So many people think God has his hands in every and all things, but sometimes the devil is using people as well as God is using us. I'm a vessel for God. But there are people out there in this country right now who literally consider themselves vessels for the devil.
It's not even that they consider it. They literally are that.
They call themselves devil worshipers, Satanists. They're out there. So it's like, don't be so quick to assume that God just let all these bad things happen. It's like God is watching over all. He's in control of all. But the devil is not some weakling. The devil is very strong. Look at our culture. Look at hip hop. Look at the drugs, violence. The devil is in this world as well. So please do not assume that God is the only person, that the only spirit, only thing that is in control right now. Don't assume that.
And another thing is, there's no mistakes. Like, everything that happens, if we don't understand it, everything literally happens for a reason. And the fact that people make so many moves saying, God allowed this and God allowed, this was already written. Like, just because we didn't know about it, it was already written. And it's a sad thing to say, but it's the truth. There's no way we could have changed what happened. There's no way we can change what happened. The only thing we can do is move forward and make better decisions and involve him in everything that we do. These moves that we're making, these riots, let's make sure we praying first and making sure that's what he's telling us to do. There's too many times we move off of not listening to him. And let's be honest, when things go crazy, we're sitting here confused and sad, but let's be honest. Did we speak to him first? Why are we so confused when things happen, when we did not communicate with him? We made no relationship with him with the moves that we're making. Yeah. So let's be honest. There's no mistakes. Everything happens for a reason, and it's a sad reality, but it is reality. So
yeah. So we definitely just wanted to make this first episode talking about it. At first, we had a whole other episode, but everything that was going on right now, we just really felt like this was really important to speak about, because as two black women, especially two black women with sisters and brothers, we know this affects all of us.
Man.
This affects all of us. Nobody of color is not impacted by this. Maybe not personally, like you don't know someone that was hurt or that has faced this type of brutality. However, if you are a person of color in America, you are also impacted by this because it can happen to anyone. Anyone.
And you know what? Like, I sound crazy, but I say this all the time. I don't care if I sound crazy, but all honesty, I want us to go back to Africa.
You do say that a lot.
I want us to go, because I'm like, Marcus Garvey was literally correct with that. Why are we here trying to prove ourselves? I mean, I understand money might be an issue. Not everybody could take a flight. But shoot, why are we trying to prove ourselves in a country that don't want us? They look at us like we're their workers. That we're here to work for them. And we do that. A lot of us. None of us want to go out our way and make moves like that. We don't even support one another. And so why can't we just go back to Africa and build up Africa? The Chinese stay where they at. The Asians stay where they at. The Indians stay where they at. Like, why can't we do the same? Like, let's go back.
Look here. That is a whole other topic for
man. That's like, come on now. Because like, I'm like, we trying to really coexist with these people. We're really trying to, and a lot of people are literally making platforms, making an effort to try to make us equal, and I respect it. Like, with the things that they've done for us, we're able to sit here and have a home in the U.S. We're able to have jobs. We're able to create businesses for ourselves, and I respect that. But let's be honest, how much more can we do without them constantly taking away from us? Why aren't we building all these things in Africa?
I was just telling my mom yesterday that I don't feel like all parts of segregation was wrong. I think that when we had our own and we were able to sustain ourselves, I feel like white people got scared. Because black people, we are very smart. We are resourceful. We are strong. We are resilient. We are literally, we built this country. We have done so much. We built this culture. We gave y'all Beyonce. You're welcome. Like, you're so welcome for that. We gave you Aretha Franklin. Once again, you're welcome.
Come on now.
So, we can do it. So I feel like when white people saw that, when we had our own doctor offices and when we had our own law firms and grocery stores, that's when they wanted to integrate us and all these things. And I just feel like I don't see anything wrong with having our own. I don't see anything wrong with buying black, with having children be in their schools, black kids be in their school and white kids be in their schools. And the in-betweens can go wherever they want to go.
Because let's be honest, the Indians, the Native Americans that are here, they live their own life. They really separate. Do. Like, why can't we do that?
I didn't realize that.
Come on now.
They really do. I feel like we can do that. I feel like we can, but we are powerful when we are in numbers. We are powerful. We raised over $1 million for Gregory Floyd's family.
Wow.
On what's it called when you donate?
GoFundMe.
Mm-hmm. Over $1 million. Like, we are stronger together than we are apart. We need to support each other. We need to be there for each other, educate each other, be patient with each other. Don't be so quick to just talk down on one another, especially publicly. Like, some of the black actors that came out, I'm not gonna name any names. I don't want to, be a part of bashing them. But some people on Twitter, I saw some things, and I was like, homie, I was a fan.
Oh, they was talking about their neck.
What did they say? Talking about, how we can do better and not put ourselves in these situations. I'm like, do you not read? Did you not hear about the Ahmaud Breonna Taylor story? Like, how did they put themselves in that situation? They didn't walk into the cops. The cops came to them.
Yeah.
Those white men attacked Ahmaud. So, Lil Wayne talking about outside of his neck. First of all,
I thought you just said you weren't gonna say no names.
I had to say, because I had to say his name.
Come on, like, you just said a minute. I ain't gonna say no name. I ain't trying to.
Cause I used to ride for that man. I used to love me some Weezy F Baby in the episode I used to love that man. It's that lean.
Wait, Kanika, I ain't doing this with you today. I'm not doing this joke with you today.
I can't even blame him. It's okay. We gonna get him the Gucci Mane treatment. Whatever Gucci Mane had, whatever he did, we're gonna give it to Lil Wayne because I want to see you do better, my brother. I want to see you do better. I'm still a fan.
No, you're not.
Don't listen to this podcast.
And another thing is, let's support black apps, okay? Because this little TikTok that we all on, it's Asians that built this TikTok. And now, I'm sitting here finding out. Let me read. I keep reading a lot lately.
Oh, look at you reading. Okay.
Please research TikTok's history of diminishing voice before joining the app. They're taking down videos about anyone trying to bring awareness to social events. What she wrote? Look at what happened with Renegade when Renegade blew up. What is Renegade?
Shoot, I don't know.
You gotta research that.
Basically, TikTok got a problem with Gregory, and they claimed it was a random error. How random was that? How random was that? Like,
it deleted.
It's literally just picking out one person, one topic to just start deleting videos. I'm not even gonna go into that with Asian people. I'm sorry that y'all being attacked from this COVID. I'm sorry about that. I'm not gonna say nothing else about y'all because
yeah, we're gonna leave y'all for another podcast session.
Yeah, we're gonna leave y'all for the Nigerians.
Listen, I can't say. Anyways, y'all, let's support black apps, okay? We keep trying to jump on these trends with all these other people. They not looking for us. Like, let us create a black TikTok. I'm not trying to segregate, like, for real, because any person that is support of us, our culture, our looks, our blackness, I respect them 100%.
Yeah.
But let's allow the people who don't support us and who don't care for us, let them have theirs. Let's stop trying to fit in and be a part of their stuff because we're not that. And we don't have to belittle ourselves to do that because it's too much. It's too much and we look dumb to them. I'm tired of looking dumb. We're too smart to keep looking dumb. We're too smart to keep following these trends. We're too smart to sit here and not move off of, a thought process or common sense. Like, let's move correctly.
Yeah. We don't have to fight to fit in, and I'm definitely realizing that a lot, that I'm gonna be with the people that are with me. And unfortunately, we have a man running this country who's crazy, is very divisive, who called the rioters thugs. Yet he called the men in Charlotte, the KKKs that were in Charlotte with their wikis out there, he called them, they're good people. But the people in Minneapolis that are rioting, they're thugs. So reading that comment, reading his Twitter, I felt like, wow, you could have said so many other things besides that. But, unfortunately, let's just pay attention to what's going on in our politics as well. That's another big thing, you guys. We need to start paying attention to our local politics.
When a grown man keeps tweeting,
girl,
I don't understand none of it.
I hear Donald Trump on Twitter more than I see him on TV.
Come on now,
talking like.
And when he is on TV, he's talking out the side of his neck about nothing, talking about Lysol. And this is the president y'all chose, bruh?
Is this your king?
Bruh. Come on, nah.
Yeah, you guys, let's just pay attention to what's going on in politics and who's running this country next because...
let's be real. It can't get no worse than this, can it? Unless he get a second
Unless
term.
the Antichrist is put in office, then,
Might be his ass.
Ooh, child. Whew. Whew.
His
I wish I had me some tea. Be sipping.
But nah, it's not him.
No, it's not him.
It's not him at all. But let's be real.
Not in that body.
I think the session's over.
I think the Antichrist will come stepping on necks.
He gotta be stepping on necks.
He's coming on necks.
Yeah.
He gotta be
because everybody gotta love him.
Oh yeah, he gotta be lovable, and no one, only racist people like Trump.
Come on now, yeah, Trump ain't it. This is very apparent. Trump ain't it.
Trump is not it. So you guys pay attention to that as well. We can also start doing that by paying attention to our local politics and who's gonna be running, because that matters. That
really matters. That's That's a big thing right there.
So we definitely want to wrap up this episode.
Yes, you guys.
And normally we have an advice segment of our podcast, but with everything that has been going on this week, we just felt like it was very important to really donate our energy to that for this episode. So instead, we're going to go right into our outro, which is going to be a prayer for every episode. So let's bow our heads, unless you're driving. Then, no, don't bow your head.
And I'll go ahead and pray this time.
Beautiful.
Lord, thank you for this day. Help everyone that's it to get better. Lord, we come to you humbly and lowly. And it's a really hard time for us, especially with people of our skin tone. Father, we want to take away our sins with whatever's going on. I know we mess up and I know we're constantly doing wrong, but Father, we need you. We need you in ways we don't even understand. We need you showing us that you are here for us and that you're protecting us, because we are scared. And I don't want us to be scared anymore. Father, thank you for everything you've done for us, even with the situations we're going through. We appreciate everything you've done, the things that you've given us that we've needed. Strengthen our minds, strengthen our bodies, protect our families, because not only are these tragedies happening, but loved ones are being lost because of COVID, and we can't forget another big situation that we're going through. So Father, just please protect us, the good people and the bad people. We're all hurt, we're all human, and we're all your children, even if some of us don't claim to be. But thank you for everything you've done for us, and continue taking away our sins and constantly allowing us the opportunity to repent and love on us, continually love on us. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, you guys.